Police respond to a white man's accusation, handcuff an innocent black father seeking help for his abducted daughter, forcing him down despite his injuries. Neighbor video reveals the truth. Reality hits hard. He was the victim all along. This exposes racism's cruel grip. This video examines a heartbreaking case of systemic racism in policing through the story of Darnay Cockrells, a black father in Mesa, Arizona, whose desperate call for help turned into wrongful detainment based on biased assumptions, perfectly capturing the dynamic where police handcuff a black man after a white man's claim, or in this case, perceived threat, only for video evidence to later prove his innocence and expose the injustice, hitting reality hard for all involved. On August 4, 2024, Cockrell's 4-year-old daughter was taken by her mother without legal custody, prompting him, an emotional, distraught parent, to dial 911 for assistance in recovering his child safely. He provided details, begged for help, and waited at home for officers to arrive. When Mesa police officers responded, however, the situation devolved rapidly. Bodycam and neighbor-recorded footage show them grabbing Cockrells, forcing him face down to the ground despite his visible knee braces from recent surgery, placing a knee on his back, and handcuffing him for over 30 minutes while he protested in confusion and pain, repeatedly explaining he was the one who called for help about his abducted daughter. Officers justified the detainment, citing comments that spiked concern for officer safety. Yet audio reveals no threats, only a father's anguish over his missing child. No weapons, no aggression, just heightened emotions misinterpreted through racial lenses. Although no explicit white third-party accuser directly flipped the script like in some cases, the escalation mirrors patterns where white norms of behavior grant leniency, while black emotional expression, especially from men, is presumed dangerous, effectively treating Cockrells as suspect rather than victim based on implicit stereotypes rather than evidence. The lawsuit filed in federal court in December 2025 by attorney Benjamin Taylor alleges racial discrimination, assault, battery, and violations of Fourth and 14th Amendment rights, arguing officers would have de-escalated and assisted a similarly situated white caller instead of immediate force. Neighbor's cell phone video contradicted police reports, showing unnecessary roughness and no justification for prone restraint on an injured man. Mesa PD internally cleared officers of policy violations but mandated additional training on not treating black victims as suspects, a subtle admission of bias issues plaguing the department. Reality hit hard in the aftermath. Cockrells suffered physical injuries including exacerbated knee and back pain, a broken watch and necklace, plus profound emotional trauma from public humiliation in front of neighbors. Worse, the viral video's stigma led to him losing his job and being forced to relocate his apartment, compounding financial and psychological devastation for an innocent family already reeling from the abduction. His daughter was eventually returned safely, but the secondary victimization by police delayed trust and healing. This incident aligns with broader research. Stanford's Open Policing Project and National Academy of Sciences studies reveal black individuals face heightened scrutiny, quicker force, and presumption of threat even when compliant or seeking aid. Historical echoes range from Emmett Till's death over a white woman's false claim to modern weaponized 911 calls against black people engaging in everyday activities. In Cockrell's case, no direct white accuser, yet the officer's rapid shift from responders to enforcers reflects internalized bias, accepting emotional black men as risks, unlike white counterparts. By late 2025, the ongoing lawsuit seeks damages and reforms, highlighting how video evidence, bystander and bodycam, often becomes the only path to exoneration for black victims, arriving too late to prevent harm. Advocacy from civil rights groups amplified the footage, pressuring accountability, though critics note the lack of firings underscores institutional protections. Cockrell's experience illustrates racism's insidious operation, not always overt slurs, but assumptions leading to disproportionate responses, where a black man in crisis pays dearly until reality, via video, hits hard, forcing confrontation with unequal treatment under systems meant to protect everyone equally. Extending from Darnay Cockrell's wrongful detainment, the wider effects of cases where police handcuff black individuals based on claims, assumptions, or flipped narratives, often influenced by white perspectives, inflict deep personal trauma, erode community trust, perpetuate systemic inequities, and divide society, with reality only emerging post-harm through evidence like video. Personally, victims endure physical pain, Cockrell's worsened injuries from prone restraint, and lasting mental health scars, anxiety, PTSD symptoms, hypervigilance, and shattered sense of security, especially traumatic when seeking help turns predatory. He described humiliation and fear, compounded by job loss and relocation due to stigma. Families suffer indirectly, children internalize injustice, spouses bear emotional burdens, and abduction cases like this delay resolutions amid distrust. Economically, medical costs, lost income, and legal fees devastate. Cockrell's viral exposure costs livelihood despite innocence. Communally, such incidents discouraged Black people from calling police, even in emergencies. Vera Institute research shows Black crime victims underreport due to secondary victimization fears, fostering unsafe cycles and reinforcing stereotypes. In departments like Mesa, patterns of treating Black callers suspiciously contribute to alienation. Systemically, this embodies institutional racism. DOJ reports on various forces document disproportionate force against Black people, quicker threat perceptions, and failure to accommodate emotional distress equitably. Data indicates Black men 3 to 5 times more likely to face force in interactions. Weaponized accusations, direct white claims or implicit bias mirroring them, traced to historical false reports sparking violence, persisting in modern exaggerated calls endangering Black lives. Though Cockrell's case lacked an explicit white accuser, officers' actions reflect bias favoring calm, often white-normed, over-passionate pleas. Societally, viral videos raise awareness, sparking outrage and lawsuits like Cockrell's pushing potential reforms, yet provoke denial, backlash claiming no racism, and polarized debates blaming victims. Media scrutiny often questions Black behavior more than police escalation. Positive outcomes include training mandates and lawsuits funding change, with bystander video crucial for accountability. Challenges persist: qualified immunity, mild consequences, no firings here, and internal clearances protect officers. Intersectionally, emotional Black men face compounded risks, misinterpreted distress as defiance. Broader ripples fuel Black Lives Matter revivals, highlighting unequal law application and over-policing roots in bias. These events strain democracy's equal protection promise, costing lives in extremes and trust universally. Public pressure yields incremental progress, policy tweaks, trainings, but fading virality hinders sustained reform. Cockrell's story shows one incident's harm radiates: individual suffering, community withdrawal, systemic reinforcement of disparities, demanding recognition that when bias accepts claims against Black innocence, everyone pays until reality hits hard via undeniable evidence. Turning to solutions, preventing incidents like Darnay Cockrell's, where police handcuff Black men based on biased claims or assumptions until evidence proves otherwise, demands comprehensive reforms in accountability, training, policy, and culture to ensure equitable treatment and presumption of innocence across race. Prioritize transparency, mandate body cams with swift release in force cases, as neighbor video was pivotal here. Independent civilian oversight boards with subpoena authority review complaints, countering internal biases clearing officers. Expand training beyond basic implicit bias to immersive de-escalation, cultural sensitivity, and recognizing emotional distress, especially in victims, as non-threatening, including scenarios verifying caller contexts before escalation. Diversify forces for community reflection, reducing bias per studies. Policy shifts, require corroboration for third-party claims or emotional calls, prohibit prone restraint on injured/compliant individuals, and protocols treating callers as victims absent evidence otherwise. Accommodate vulnerabilities under ADA equivalents for emotional states. Audit technologies minimizing errors harming Black people. Legislatively, enact federal profiling bans, disparity data mandates, and immunity restrictions enabling lawsuits like Cockrell's to drive change. Community models, unarmed responders for welfare checks, inspired by successful programs diverting nonviolent calls. Education integrates racism's impacts into curricula and public awareness, fostering empathy. Media guidelines counter victim blaming. White allyship interrupts biased assumptions, supports victims. Expand victim resources, trauma therapy, legal aid, employment protections post-stigma. Successes inspire. Viral outcry led to MESA's training additions and ongoing 2025 federal suit potentially yielding settlements/reforms. Similar cases prompted policy overhauls. Voting elects equity-focused leaders/prosecutors. Personal steps: record safely, no rights, no force obligation if compliant, demand context in narratives. Corporate anti-stigma policies aid recovery. Long-term: address inequalities fueling stereotypes, poverty, segregation. Envision policing presuming innocence equally, de-escalating swiftly, serving all. Youth activism propels diversity-informed change. Collectively, education, advocacy, enforcement, pressure, we transform such injustices into equity catalysts, ensuring no black father pays for seeking help until reality forces reckoning. This father's nightmare demands change. Join now. Share this video to spread truth. Support Darnay Cockrell's lawsuit. Contact MESA officials for real accountability and reforms. Push bodycam mandates, victim-focused training, anti-bias laws everywhere. Donate to civil rights funds aiding wrongful detainment victims. Interrupt bias daily, record safely, learn rights. Vote reformers. Together, ensure black callers get help, not handcuffs. Reality must hit before harm. No more innocence proven too late. Subscribe for justice stories, comment your action below. Our unity builds equity.